Welcome back to Frank's News. In today's video we have Frank's Fun Fact, NFL score predictions, if I was correct from 2 days ago, the Dodge Deora, new location in a museum, and spot gold and spot silver. Today's fun fact is, did you know the shortest living animal in the world is the mayfly? They only live up to 24 hours. Mayfly reproduce and then dies during a 24-hour period. Some species of mayfly only live 8 to 10 hours. Although they have the shortest adult lifespan, they actually exist as a nymph in water from 3 to 7 years depending on the species. Then the NFL score predictions. I was pretty far off. Not that bad though. The 49ers versus the Giants, I predicted 38 to 35, 49ers winning. I did get the 49ers winning, just not the correct score. I was 4 points off. And Mac Jones was only for 2 touchdowns, and Jackson Dart was only for 2 touchdowns. Then the Chargers versus the Titans, I was off by 1 point for the Chargers score, which I had the Chargers winning 28 to 14. I had the Chargers won 27 to 20. Justin Herbert at 2 touchdowns, and Cam Ward at 1 touchdown. Justin Herbert had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Cam Ward had 0 touchdowns. So I was pretty close to Cam Ward, not as close to Justin Herbert. I just missed the interception. Then the Vikings versus the Lions. Final score was 27 to 24. I had the Lions winning, which they lost surprisingly. But I had the Lions winning 34 to 21. Jared Goff with 4 touchdowns. He only threw 2 touchdowns, and J.J. McCarthy at 2 touchdowns, which I had that correct, but he threw 1 interception. Then the next game, the Falcons versus the Patriots. I had the score being 34 to 21. Patriots winning. Patriots only won by 1 point. They cut it really, really close. I had the Patriots quarterback Drake May with 3 touchdowns, which he had only 2 touchdowns with 1 interception. Michael Penix Jr. showed out, and if I would have said him with 3 touchdowns, I would have been correct. He had 3 touchdowns. Then the Colts versus the Steelers. I had the Colts winning 28 to 21, which I was pretty close if we just flip-flop it. The Colts beat the Steelers. No, the Steelers beat the Colts 27 to 20. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdowns. He only had 1 touchdown, and Daniel Jones I had with 2 touchdowns. He only had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. That's by far one of his worst games so far. Passing yards were up though with 342, and Aaron Rodgers only had 203. So their rushing game really took over for both teams. Then Broncos versus the Texans. Broncos winning 18 to 15. I had the Broncos winning 34 to 21, so I was nowhere close. Bo Nix with 4 touchdowns. He only had 2 touchdowns. And I thought C.J. Stroud was going to start. Apparently not. They had Davis Mills. No idea who that is, but he threw for 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Then the next game, the Bears versus the Bengals. That was very surprising. That is not what I thought was going to happen at all. Caleb really showed out. I had the Bengals winning 34 to 21, 47 to 42. Joe Flacco, I did have correct with 4 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 interceptions, where Caleb threw 3 touchdowns and had 2 touchdowns, but he did throw 0 interceptions, so he played a very, very good game. Then Panthers versus the Packers. I don't know how the Packers lost. it seems like they were the better team overall. I guess not. Bryce Young with what I thought 0 touchdowns, but he did throw an interception. Jordan Love with also 0 touchdowns. I had him at 3 touchdowns with only 1 interception. My score prediction was supposed to be 28-3, Packers winning, but the Panthers won. They're 5-4. They're not doing that bad overall compared to where I thought they would be. Then the Rams versus the Saints. With the Rams winning 34-10, I had 28-7, which I was pretty close. Only off by a touchdown and a field goal. I thought Spencer Rattler was going to start. Nope, they started Tyler Shrout with 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I had Spencer Rattler at 1 touchdown. So it was just a different guy. And then Matthew Stafford at 4 touchdowns. I had him at 3 touchdowns. That was a very good game overall, though. Then for the next game, the Jaguars versus the Raiders. With a overtime win of 1 point, I would be really, really mad. But I had their game going. The Jaguars winning 34-14. Score was 30-29, so I was close with the Jaguars score, not the Raiders at all. I didn't think they were going to show off. But Trevor Lawrence had 0 touchdowns, not what I thought. He had 1 interception, and Geno Smith showed out and had 4 touchdowns for only 1 interception. I had him at 2 interceptions. Then the next game, the Chiefs versus the Bills, was not as exciting as I thought it was going to be, with the Bills only winning by 7, with Josh Allen not throwing throwing 1 touchdown, not 0 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, and Patrick Mahomes only throwing an interception. I had them both at 5 touchdowns. I thought it was going to be a good game. Apparently not. Patrick Mahomes he's slipping away compared to MVP caliber, which is what we all thought he was going to be. He's nowhere close to that, especially this year. Then I had the Seahawks winning over the Commanders 28-21. Their final score was 38-14. I had Sam Darnold throwing 3 touchdowns. He threw 4 touchdowns. And then Jaden Daniels, first game back, I didn't think they were going to start him, but they did. And he did not do so well with only an interception. They should have started Marcus Mariota, I was feeling. I had him at 2 touchdowns, but they didn't play him. Seahawks balled out, though, with Sam Darnold throwing 4 touchdowns. Lot of games. And then we still have the Cardinals and Cowboys, which is going to be tonight at 8:15. Then the Dodge Deora was once a Hot Wheels car at the Head Reform Museum. This car is originally from 1967 and is now on display at the Ford Museum in Michigan. Created by the designer behind the first Hot Wheels car, it became one of the first 6 die-cast models in 1968. Then we have Spot Gold at $4,020.50, which is plus $14.80 from its previous price, which is plus 0.37%. And then Spot Silver we have at $48.71, plus $2.08, and then that is plus 4.46% from its previous cost. If you liked my NFL score predictions or you enjoyed this video whatsoever, don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.